Hey folks, ever thought about sharing your passions with the world? Podcasting is your ticket. It's like radio, but on your terms. You pick the topic, you pick the guests, you pick the vibe. Best part? You can make some serious cash doing it. Podcasting isn't just a hobby, it can be a full-blown business. Think of your podcast as a storefront. You've got something awesome to offer. Your voice, your ideas, your unique perspective. Now you just gotta figure out how to get people to your store and convince them to buy what you're selling. We're talking sponsorships, listener donations, merchandise, the whole 9 yards. It's all about finding the right fit for your audience and your brand. So let's break it down and explore the different ways you can turn your podcasting dreams into a profitable reality. All right, let's talk money, shall we? Podcasting isn't just about sharing your thoughts with the world. It's about building a community and yes, generating some income. But how exactly does that work? Well, there are a few different avenues you can explore. First up, we've got sponsorships. Think of it like product placement in your favorite TV show. You give a shout out to a company or their product during your podcast, and they pay you for the exposure. Then there's the power of the people, listener donations. Your loyal listeners can become your patrons, supporting your work directly through platforms like Patreon. And let's not forget about merchandise. Got a catchy podcast name or logo? Slap it on some t-shirts, mugs, or phone cases, and watch the sales roll in. The key is to diversify your income streams. Experiment with different monetization methods and see what works best for you and your audience. So let's dive deeper into each of these monetization methods and see how you can make them work for you. Sponsorships, my friends, are the bread and butter of podcast monetization. It's like having a business partner who believes in your vision and is willing to invest in your success. But how do you snag those sweet sponsorship deals? First things first, you need to build a loyal audience. Sponsors want to know that their message is reaching the right people. So focus on creating engaging content that keeps your listeners coming back for more. Once you've got a solid listener base, it's time to put together a killer media kit. This is your chance to showcase your podcast stats, demographics, and overall awesomeness. Now, it's time to hit the pavement, or should I say, the internet, and start reaching out to potential sponsors. Look for companies that align with your podcast's niche and values. Maybe you can offer sponsors exclusive segments, sponsored episodes, or even integrate their products into your content in a fun and organic way. Remember, transparency is key. Let your listeners know that these partnerships help keep the lights on and allow you to continue creating the content they love. With a little effort and a lot of hustle, you'll be raking in those sponsorship dollars in no time. Section 4, Fans to Funders, the power of listener support. Let's talk about the backbone of any successful podcast, the listeners. These are the folks who tune in week after week, hanging on to your every word. They're your biggest fans, and they can also become your biggest financial supporters. That's right, we're talking about listener donations. Platforms like Patreon have revolutionized the way creators connect with their audience and monetize their work. The beauty of listener support is that it creates a direct line between you and your fans. By becoming patrons, they're investing in your vision and helping you create even better content. Now, how do you convince your listeners to open their wallets? It's all about offering them something valuable in return. Think exclusive content, behind-the-scenes access, Quanda sessions, or even just a shout-out on the show. Get creative and tailor your rewards to your audience's interests. Listener support is all about building a two-way street of appreciation and value. Section 5, From Podcast to Products Merch Madness. All right, folks, let's talk merch. You know what they say, merch or die. Okay, maybe nobody actually says that, but they should. Why? Because merchandise is a fantastic way to monetize your podcast, build brand awareness, and give your listeners a tangible way to show their support. Think about it. When you see someone rocking a t-shirt with your favorite band's logo on it, it sparks a conversation. The same goes for podcast merch. A well-designed t-shirt, mug, or tote bag with your podcast logo or a catchy tagline can be a powerful marketing tool. It gets people talking about your show and piques the curiosity of potential new listeners. Plus, it's a great way to generate some passive income. There are tons of online platforms that make it super easy to design and sell your own merchandise. The key is to be creative and have fun with it. Don't be afraid to get your listeners involved in the design process. Remember, the more invested your listeners feel in your merch, the more likely they are to buy it. Section 6. Tips from the trenches making podcasting pay. We've covered a lot of ground, folks, but let's get down to brass tacks. Here are a few practical tips to help you turn your podcasting dreams into a profitable reality. First and foremost, consistency is key. Establish a regular release schedule and stick to it like glue. Next up, promote, promote, promote. Don't be shy about sharing your podcast with the world. Utilize social media, cross-promote with other podcasters, and engage with your listeners online. Interact with them, respond to their comments, and make them feel like they're a part of the show. Don't be afraid to experiment with different monetization methods. Try out sponsorships, listener donations, merchandise, or even create your own online courses or workshops related to your podcast's niche. Keep creating great content, engaging with your audience, and refining your strategy, and you'll eventually reap the rewards. Section 7. Ready, set, record. Your podcasting journey starts now. So there you have it, folks. The world of podcasting is vast and full of opportunities. Whether you're looking to share your passions, build a community, or generate some serious income, podcasting has something to offer everyone. Remember, the most important thing is to be passionate about your topic and create content that you're proud of. The rest will fall into place. Don't be afraid to experiment, to learn, and to grow. And most importantly, have fun. Podcasting should be an enjoyable experience, both for you and your listeners. So what are you waiting for? Grab a microphone, gather your thoughts, and hit that record button. Your podcasting journey starts now. Go out there and make some noise.